Markets are open. Amazon is down, 5% here. A couple of percentage points. It's opened up down 5%. It's now down a couple percentage points here. And that is because Amazon has ticked off the Trump administration. In breaking news this morning, the White House is slamming Amazon's reported plan to display the breakdown of how much tariffs are adding to the price of each good as a hostile and political act. So here's what Amazon is going to reportedly do. They will display, I don't know if it's going to be a checkout, if it's when you're looking for items on their website, they are going to display tariff costs for consumers. The e-commerce giant will soon show how much Trump's tariffs are adding to the price of each product, according to a person familiar with the plan. The White House, in a press conference this morning, had this to say from Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. Here's what she had to say.
A perfect, crystal clear demonstration that it's the American consumer and not China who is going to have to pay for these policies.
I will take this since I just got off the phone with the president about Amazon's announcement. This is a hostile and political act by Amazon. Why didn't Amazon do this when the Biden administration hiked inflation to the highest level in 40 years? And I would also add that it's not a surprise because, as Reuters recently wrote, Amazon has partnered with a Chinese propaganda arm. So this is another reason why Americans should buy American. It's another reason why we are onshoring critical supply chains here at home to shore up our own critical supply chain and boost our own manufacturing here.
Is Jeff Bezos still a Trump supporter?
Look, I will not speak to the president's relationships with Jeff Bezos, but I will tell you that this is certainly a hostile and political action by Amazon. And Secretary, if you have anything.
Who was that reporter that called Jeff Bezos? What, has he never heard of the guy? Jeff Bezos? Wow. So the White House just torched Amazon, saying it will display tariff costs next to the total item price for Americans because it doesn't want to take the blame for the tariffs. See, I actually don't think that's a great answer from Caroline Leavitt. She says, why didn't Amazon do this when the Biden administration hiked inflation to the highest level in 40 years? I get what she was going for there. Her point was, hey, let's look at the increases in costs over the last 4 years under Joe Biden. But in a roundabout way, what she's doing is admitting that tariffs increase prices. So I understand, like, hey, they didn't do this during the Biden years, but it's kind of also a cell phone because it's admitting that tariffs increase prices. That being said, this is BS from Amazon. Why doesn't Amazon also do this? Why don't they also go out there and break down what their profit is on every item? Why don't they go down that road? All right, you want to talk about what your baseline cost is, how much actually goes to the company that makes the product. Like, if you want to be transparent, do it across the board. But picking and choosing your transparency, John, is highly political.
This stuff gives me a headache. I mean, it's ridiculous. So you go to Amazon and you see the tariff. Great. Tariffs increase the prices. I won't buy now.
Yeah.
I'll wait for it to come down. Quit being... Everybody acts like an idiot, like they can't stop doing something.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost me more.
Yeah.
It's killing me, man.
Yeah.
I guess Tirade Tuesday's over, isn't it?
No. See, here's the thing. We can make it a Tirade Tuesday any day of the week in the other, 19 hours and 45 minutes we have. Tirade Tuesday makes it just for the callers, to your point. But no, John, please, you can tirade whenever you want, man. You're a part of the show. Same with Mark. If you miss a parlay, you can always tirade here, Mark, okay? We got your back. But this is now obviously not something that if you're an owner of Amazon stock you want to be seeing because who knows what the retaliation could be like, politically speaking. And let's be honest, if you just own ETFs and S&P 500 ETFs or mutual funds, Amazon's a big part of that. So that is now potentially something. You know that Trump's going to come out with a post on Truth Social here in the next hour about Amazon, right?
Yeah.
That is coming. Amazon led by that loser Jeff Bezos. He gave me some money and then he stabbed me in the back. So I don't know. Something's going to happen on that front today, I guarantee it. So
he never invited me to space.
It's a CYA. I don't know what Amazon thinks they're gaining. And again, I don't see the White House's objection to it.
Yeah.
It's just clear. We're being clear about what's going on here.
Mm-hmm. So Axios reporting here that this report, which first came from Punchbowl this morning, Amazon will soon show how much of an item's cost due to tariffs in the next total listed price. See, I don't even get it. I mean, I understand it at its core, but what I don't understand is in some cases, the businesses will eat the cost of the tariff. That's going to happen in some cases. The businesses on the front end are going to eat the cost or at least a portion of the cost of the tariff. In some cases, Amazon will eat the cost of the tariff, at least some of it. So every product is going to be different.
Yeah.
This is way more complex than Amazon is making it out to be.
It's a symbolic gesture.
Yes, and that's what annoys me the most about it.
Yeah, I'm with you there in the White House probably too. It's like, what, am I going to buy my tube socks from Guatemala or Venezuela this week?
Yes, and I understand their Biden point as well. Like, what if Amazon in 2023, you went to go buy something, right? Whatever it might be, a vacuum cleaner, just fill in the blank product.
A mask.
Yeah, a mask. A Ukraine flag, right?
Yeah, there you go.
And they said at the bottom of your purchase ticket or your cart or whatever, it has a total for your items of $100. And there was like a little thing that said, Amazon note, had you bought these 3 products 2 years ago before inflation, these would have cost you $92.73. Thank you, Joe Biden.
Caveat emptor. Look, genius, anything you buy doesn't cost what you're being paid or what you're being charged for. It was cheaper to make.
Yeah, that's true. Someone's profiting. Oftentimes, multiple groups are profiting. And that's fine. That's called capitalism. That's called the free market, okay? You get to make that decision for yourself. But this now, Amazon v. Trump, sounds like a Supreme Court case. But what it's really going to be is the battle royale of the day on social media, and it's coming. And it just broke here in the last hour. News in 2 minutes, 913-408-7957. I want to get your reaction to this from Amazon and what you make of it next on KCMO. Big breaking news this morning. You can't help but think that this is also Bezos tweaking Trump here a little bit on what is supposed to be a celebratory 100 days. Let's go. Woo, woo. And definitely it is. There's no doubt about it. 9:04 on a Tuesday. Great to have you here on KCMO. But Amazon announcing that it will display tariff costs for consumers. The e-commerce giant will soon show how much Trump's tariffs are adding to the price of each product, according to a person familiar with the plan. And this morning, the White House calling it out as a politically hostile act by Amazon. John?
I was just talking with Denise on the phone, and she says she's trying to buy American. What she would like to see Amazon do is list the American products.
Wow.
So we both decided maybe Post-its would be on there. I don't know how many things, but that would be something useful.
She read my mind. I literally just posted this moments ago on X. I had 3 bullet points here. 1, yes, this is a dangerous political game that Amazon is playing. 2, the White House is now admitting tariffs cause price increases. They've largely failed to explain the long-term benefits of their trade plans, and they've opted for the it's not what you think it is approach. That's a miss. 3, how about just a big label for items made in America by Amazon? How about you do that? Come on, Amazon. Let's go, guys. Jeez. They can't help themselves. 913-408-7957. Listen, we're all on it. You've got the Amazon app on your phone. I know someone's going to text in now and be like, I don't. But, 98% of us do. I'm looking at it right now. How's it going to play out? That remains to be seen. 913-408-7957. Matt's in Kansas City. Matt, you're on KCMO. Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, I'm wondering how are they going to present the tariffs, and are they going to represent their sources? I mean, how do we know they don't have some chump from the Kansas City Star economist making up what the tariff numbers are?
Yeah. Well,
I'm with you. I don't trust him.
Bezos would never hire a Kansas City Star lackey. Even he wouldn't do that. But you're right. I mean, how are they going to calculate this number, and where is it going to come from? There's so many questions because there's not a simple formula for any of this stuff.
Right. I mean, they're just going to, add up the tariffs for every single piece of a vacuum cleaner or every indentation on a Lego and what machine made it.
Yeah, exactly. And then how you factor it into the overall price. I mean, come on, man. That's where this is very disingenuous from Amazon, and it does reek of political motivation here.
Yeah, and also, how when you pick a product and they say other customers also bought all these together, are they going to start doing that by country?
Yeah.
So, other people bought, my tube socks from Guatemala, and they also purchased, toothpaste from there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Thank you very much there. I appreciate you, Mark. Interesting. Okay. 913-408-7957. Will Amazon also explain to the American public why its profit margin increases every single year?
Can I get a picture of the 10-year-old Taiwanese kid that packed my stuff, too?
Yeah. What'd you pay him, right?
Right. Yeah, show me what you paid him.
Show me. Let's really break it down. Let's go to the slave labor in China, talk about how much they paid to make the Nike shoes that then you buy on Amazon, and where the profit margins factor in for Nike and for Amazon. And then while we're at it, can we also get an idea on how much each Amazon consumer is paying for Jeff Bezos' $500 million wedding coming up? How far do you want to take this, Jeffrey?
Yeah, I like it.
913-408-7957. Mark in Independence, you're on KCMO. What's up, Mark?
Hey, listen, I work at Amazon. All I'm going to say is why don't they publish how many jobs they eliminate every month, either sending them overseas. For instance, my dispatch is in Egypt now. I can hardly understand them. Or why don't they show how many people they lay off every month, every time they buy technology, but then half the time the technology doesn't work as they plan.
Well, you would know the answers to that better than me, but point well taken there, Mark. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
913-408-7957. Pete, this is on the text line. All we need to know about Amazon is Bezos showing up to the inauguration and his fiance's top hanging out. Yeah, I remember that well. That was bizarre. Remember that? That was like that whole day. I mean, we had our big show there out at Ray's Cafe. That whole day was like something out of a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. That's what it was. Storylines, the characters, everything about it. Woo! Text line as well. Why would you care about Amazon telling us about tariffs? Because I don't know how transparent they can actually be. Texter, that's why. There's not a simple formula that you can point to and say, well, the tariffs caused this product to be worth X plus 5%, X plus 10%. It's not that simple. I know you can't buy a car. Well, maybe you can buy a car on Amazon. I don't know, but can't buy a car on Amazon. The cost of the car may go up because of tariffs if certain parts of the vehicle are made overseas, even if the car itself is manufactured in the United States. And how much remains to be seen. What about the exemptions? Hey, how about this? Now that there are exemptions as well in all of these tariffs, and I can't even tell you what all the exemptions are. They're hard to keep track of. But there are certainly exemptions on some of these tariffs from all over the world. Are they going to have a tariff exemption where the cost will then come down and Amazon will note what the exemption saves you in dollars and cents? How far do you want to take this? That's why this is a total mess that Bezos has single-handedly created. He's done some good things. He told the Washington Post to not endorse. He owns that. He's largely tried to stay out of the political arena. So I don't know how he would benefit by going down this road. Especially when nobody batted an eye for the last 4 years when Americans were getting soaked on price increases. And frankly, the reason that Trump's in the White House today is because of the cost of living and the cost of everyday goods over the last 4 years. It's literally why Trump is there. Now, whether or not he's going to do the job he was elected to do, that remains to be seen. But here's how the White House needs to combat this. They can't just scream about Amazon. They can't. I mean, they can go to war with Amazon if they want. But what they can do is beat Amazon at the game that Amazon is playing. What do I mean by that? They have got to own the transparency side of this tariff deal.
Touche.
That's what listen, you ask 10 people on the street corner what's going on with tariffs, you're going to get 10 different answers and possibly 10 blank stares. I can explain to you what the goal is, the big picture goal is here, and that is to really put the squeeze on China, which is good for the global economy and good for the next 100 years, not just of this country, but also of the world. But I can't tell you right now what's going on when it comes to tariffs for goods from France and the UK and what's exempt and what's not. Nobody can. There's massive confusion on all this stuff. So if there's confusion, people are going to look at their goods in Amazon. They're going to see, oh, the tariff sent this thing up $5. Screw you, Trump. That's what they're going to do. And that's where the only way and the best way for the administration to combat all this right now is to live in the world of full-blown transparency, easily digestible information on this stuff that shows the American people not just the short game, but also the long game. I don't think they've done a great job laying out the plans on the long game here and why this is so important and beneficial and why it needs to be done now. I agree with them on it, and I can explain it here, but they need messengers that are way high up on the food chain. Like, I'd love to hear J.D. Vance. He's smart as could be. I'd love to hear J.D. talk about this, and I hear from Besson, I hear from Goofball Lutnick, I hear kind of sometimes from Trump. Give me J.D. The guy is brilliant. Let him lay this all out there, John.
My head's hurting again. I mean, the goal is zero tariffs, free trade, period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why there's much confusion on that. How we get there is the sticking point.
Well, but here's the thing. I don't think we're ever getting that. I mean, that's just my hunch.
Well, some countries, I think we will. But
I hope, yeah, I hope. I mean, that's obviously the ultimate goal, zero tariffs across the board. But the fact that it's taking so long to get there makes me think
100 days, though. Now, come on.
I know. But it makes me think that we're not getting there. I mean, we're going to have different deals, Japan, South Korea. I mean, if they roll out, hey, we've got a dozen countries with no tariffs, sign me up tomorrow. But something tells me it's not going to be that simple. I don't know. I mean, I'd love to be wrong. That's my gut right now.
Baseball season's a long one. It takes a little bit. It's a process.
Yeah. Sign me up. Sign me up, man.